Hi, this is Angie and Amber. We are going to be talking to you about the Galveston Orientation and Amnesia Test, also known as the GOAT. The Galveston Orientation and Amnesia Test is a 10-question test designed to evaluate cognition during the subacute phase of recovery after a patient has acquired a closed head injury. We will be going through a case study, and as we do that, it might be helpful if you follow along looking at the questionnaire yourself, so you can see where we're at with the questions and how the points might be scored. Once we're done, we will go over the scoring procedure with you as well. The case study will be Teresa. She is a woman who was involved in a motor vehicle accident 2 days ago, in which she acquired a closed head injury. Today, she is alert, aware of her surroundings, and verbally responsive, so we will be administering the GOAT to assess her orientation to person, place, and time. Good morning. How are you?
Doing fine.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Angie. I'm an occupational therapy student, and I'm going to be asking you a few questions today, if that's okay.
That's totally fine.
Okay. Let's see. First question. What is your name?
My name is Teresa Stewart.
Okay. And when were you born?
March 15th, 1991.
Okay. Where do you live?
Columbus.
And Teresa, can you tell me where you are now?
I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Do you know what type of building you're in?
I think I'm at the OSU building. On campus, I'm not really sure exactly.
Okay. Do you know what type of OSU building?
Hospital.
Okay. And on what date were you administered to this hospital?
September 2nd, 2011.
Okay. And how did you get here?
I drove.
You drove yourself?
Yeah.
What is the first event you can remember after the injury?
I remember looking out the window.
And can you describe in detail the first event you recall after the injury?
It was very bright outside, so when I looked out the window.
Okay, you looked out the window and it was bright outside.
Yeah.
And can you describe the last event before the injury?
I remember I was driving.
Okay. Can you describe in detail the first event you recall before the injury?
I was singing along to a song on the radio.
Okay. Can you tell me what time it is now?
I think it's 11 a.m.
Okay. And what day of the week is it?
Sunday.
What day of the month?
The 2nd.
Okay. And what is the month?
September.
And what year is this?
2011.
Okay, Teresa, that should do it. That's the end of our questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, that ends our demonstration of how to apply the GOAT. Now we'll go into how you score the GOAT and also how to calculate the error score. Alright, this is what you'll look at on your sheet. These are the answers that Teresa gave, as well as why she got the errors she did. The first question, is just her first error, would ask what her name was. She said Teresa Stewart, but actually her name was Teresa Stew. So she gets 2 points. And also notice after every question there is a number, and that number is the total amount of error points she would get if she got something incorrect. So, for instance, the error points for the first question, what is your name, is 2 points. She got it incorrect, so she gets 2 error points. She got the rest of question 1 and 2 correct. Her next error is question 3, which is what date were you admitted to the hospital? And she said September 2nd, 2011, which is actually as October 9th, 2011. So she gets an error score at 5 points for this one. But in addition, it also asked, how did you get here? And she said she drove herself to the hospital, which is untrue. She was actually taken to the hospital in an ambulance. So she gets a total score of 10 points, 5 points for each question that she was given. If you go down to question 6, which is her next error point, she was asked, what time is it? And she said 11 a.m., which is actually 10 a.m. And for this question, it's a little bit special. It says 1 error point for each half hour removed from the correct time for a maximum of 5 points, which means that she said 11 a.m. is actually 10, so she gets 2 points for every half hour, so she gets 2 error points. Then her next error was number 8, and it said, what day of the month is it? And she said the 2nd, which is actually the 9th. And this is similar to question 6, which says 1 point for each day removed from the correct date to a maximum of 5. And so she said it's the 2nd, and it was actually the 9th, so that's actually 7 days removed, but it goes up to a maximum of 5. So she gets 5 total error points. And also the last error that she had was number 9, which is what is the month? She said September, and it's October. And for this question, it's 5 error points for each month removed from the correct one for a maximum of 15 points. So she was actually 1 month off, so she got 5 error points. So after you calculate all her error points, you will get a total error point score of 24, and you would subtract that 24 from 100 to get a GOAT score of 76. So this means that she would be eligible for discharge, and you can either give this to a healthcare provider, the doctor, whoever needs this score, so you can calculate when her next discharge date would be. And that is all we have for the application of the GOAT score.